Hey everybody, what's up?
Welcome back.
We have Finn with us. Hey Finn,
Hi,
congratulations on winning this one.
thank you.
You won the last one too, you jerk, stealing all my money.
Yeah, I'm just basically going to turn this into Smite gives me money the monthly occurrence.
What a bastard. Alright,
Do
well,
you have any specific games that you think you'd be bad at? Just curious, unrelated to all this.
Please, anything but the Briar Patch. I don't know. I'll find out. Probably
Alright,
next
rack your
month.
brain. Try to come up with a game that you'd be bad at. We won't use it for anything, just let me know.
Okay. Let's say FPS.
we're
Okay,
hopping
great.
over to the talking channel here. So Keith Courage is done. We're not giving y'all a new game until next week. I do have a little challenge here for you that I'll present at the end. I would like to see somebody do it, and I'll give you $10 if you can pull it off. $10 whole. It'll be a short thing, a very short thing. It'll just be a first one to get the first clear on a Mario Maker stage.
Oh, just first clear, not world record?
First clear.
Oh man, this one must be a doozy.
It sucks so bad. All right, let's go to this. So we're gonna watch Finn's world record run. That's what we're gonna do, folks. So I think it's already started. So let me
Yeah, this is level 2 now.
let me restart this sucker. Hey you, restart. Looks like it's being a jerk. Let me do an interaction here. Okay. How many runs did this take you? How long have you been cracking on this?
I have not been keeping track of the run number because I have just a general list of for when I don't have a set of splits. But this was like probably like 70, 80 plus runs. That's already I've messed up there because I'm going for a damage boost off of the enemies in the Keith segment because as you've noticed, Keith walks really slow and the enemies in Keithland do like basically no damage. It's author Blue's figured out it's 32 hit points to a heart, and those guys only do 2 damage each.
Yeah.
So you can take 16 of those without worrying about it.
Most of the environmental damage is also only 2 damage aside from spikes, which is everything you got.
Yeah, the damage really only matters in the underworld. So it's a bit tricky figuring out what to do in the underworld, whether you want to kind of try and get hearts and go for more safety in later parts, but I think I decided for this run you just kind of ignore a lot of the gun dudes and just try and save the time, because the more I played it, the more I kind of realized health is great, health is handy, but it's not necessary a whole lot of the time. You can get by most of the difficult parts without needing it. There's only really the 6th boss that needs you to have a good amount of health, and even that if you have proper execution.
I saw some strats popping up for him, but nobody seems to have used them to deal with him on 4 hearts, where you can just beat him down real quick.
Yeah, I was trying those strats, but I think they need a little more health. Yeah, I gave that guy a shot. I just got a refill. First boss is obnoxious. This is actually a common reset point for me because they're very hard to get in the right position. You can stack them on top of each other and then kill them fast, but it's hard to be reliable with it when your sword is that small.
I feel like you can, I was able to kill them really quick, one at a time, just by hitting them and not letting them fly away. And I don't know if that's faster. But you would be able to just chain hits, they wouldn't have any flight.
So it looks like you're grinding a little bit for money
Yeah,
here.
I grind here. This is my kind of only really determined grinding spot, which I found is pretty good. I'm going for 500 gold. I want to get the sword, obviously, and I also want to get some bombs because the bombs allow me to avoid any damage on the stage 2 boss, and because health is obviously because I'm not relying on getting a lot of early health upgrades, so preserving the health I do have is a very important part of the run.
Well,
So
I was wondering how much more you think this could be improved, because I still feel like
oh yeah, I feel like we can
18.
definitely go into the 18s, definitely.
18
There's a lot of
something. Yeah.
there's a couple of little slip-ups in this run. Like, I have pretty clean for the first half of the game, but I do get a bit rougher around like the later zones just because I've not seen them as much, and obviously there's a lot of nerves getting hit in that point.
Yeah. I only gave a couple weeks for this one as opposed to the 3 weeks. I think giving some more time, people could have gotten to the 18s with this. The next highest one is 21 minutes, so you got a pretty healthy lead
this
here.
is
The
I
skip.
invented that skip.
Nice work. You found one.
Good one.
That's a good one.
It's
Yeah,
like the first time I've done proper speedrun tech for this game, and I'm really proud of it. Some careful jumps there to avoid enemies from triggering, so we always get to the stupid rock climb segment at the same time. So we'll always get up as fast as possible.
Some of these strats look fantastic. I'm always really impressed by, especially things like this that are so heavily cycle-based, being able to make them more consistent.
Oh, this guy is one of the ones. I could see not being able to dodge him because dodging him would just waste time. That was way faster.
Yeah, because you have to jump and obviously step out of sword range.
I have some spare orbs.
Yeah, the rest of the orbs are for the stage 6 boss to deal with him more or less uneventfully.
Here's where I think time can be saved. I don't know if this is the stage to even try and pick up money. Like, killing these enemies, I think, is almost a waste of time. It's one of those things that's hard to decide.
It's a safety strat, definitely. I have had times where I've made it to the Thunder Sword, or whatever. No, it's the Laser Sword even on 1200, where I've had the money for it. But there are other times I've shown up there and been 200 gold short.
I see
So
you.
I
see you do this thing where you turn around to kill the cats, and then you see they drop money, and you turn around even longer, and it feels like 3 seconds taken away when the next stage gives you so much more money. That's why I'm indecisive about just how fast this game can be done.
Yeah, it's definitely, if you're willing to kind of trust your fate to the RNG and just kind of hope the money rolls, which it definitely can.
Yeah, you're at the point where RNG does matter, and I didn't feel like it did until the #1 spot. That was where anything below 21 minutes is going to require some good RNG, I think. A little bit, anyway. I don't feel like there's a whole lot in this. We had some complaints about the RNG in this game, and it's mostly the heart drops, which ultimately did not matter too much.
Yeah, like I said, stage 3 is usually when I do want to have a heart drop, which is why I'm starting to fight the enemies now. Obviously, I avoid any bomb level other than 1, because higher levels mean you use more orbs a shot, and I need to have every orb I can for the stage 6 boss to deal with that. A bit of damage boosting off I think the little guys there also do only 2 damage.
Yeah,
so I can afford
yeah. Killing the heart fellas here?
Yeah, because otherwise they make this next jump quite obnoxious, and I got the heart there. I'm pretty sure that's the only heart upgrade I get all run.
Yeah, I noticed for a lot of your runs you were ending up really low on health, even toward the end of the game.
There's some way to keep this guy from disappearing at all. And
what it is when he's doing his stun, when he's doing his getting hit animation, his cycle stops. So if he's low to the ground, you can keep hitting him repeatedly and kill him in one cycle. But if he's higher up, you can't get that. That's another kind of source of RNG that can cost you a bit of time. And of course, you fight that boss twice.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I do feel like this run can still be improved upon, and I hope the community keeps working on it. But if your run was the one that was up there when I looked at this game, I wouldn't have bothered putting it on my list because there's not that much improvement to make anymore. We cut 17 minutes off of this thing.
Oh yeah, 17 or something.
Something like
33, I think. Yeah, 33, I think was the number we got. So that's like 14
more than 13 minutes. Yeah.
Pretty big haul. That's quite an increase in speed. And Cypherin was talking about running this game with some new strats. I think he was abstaining.
Yeah, because
he didn't have to. I would have been fine with him joining in if he wanted to. But I think he's going to use these strats and work on this game somewhere. That's what it sounded like.
As you can see, I was saying about the RNG sometimes just doesn't give you the money. Like, here I am coming up to the laser sword, and I'm 200 gold short.
There's some.
I actually have to grind for the last 100 gold.
If you find a sweet spot, you can get those rocks to pile in forever, and that's how I grind it.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I've got on the safe spot I have on stage 2. I've got a particular spot where you get both of those enemies coming in at the same time, so you get twice as much gold, and they also have good drop rates.
That rock flies in so fast that I thought it was the best one to use. So that actually is where I get all 1,200 of my gold. I just walk straight to there. But I haven't had a good run since the one I did that was 23 minutes. I think I could do better than that, but watching these, there's definitely some stuff I could employ.
Yeah, 4 on is where I start to get a bit relying on safety strats. This cycle is annoying. There's a lot of cycles on stages 4 and 5 where if you're not frame perfect, you will miss the platform and either lose 10 seconds or, in the case of a bunch of areas in Stage 5, die.
Yeah, those platforms, they tend to not be there if you don't use them on the first cycle.
Uh-huh.
Especially the ones that are 3 in a row.
Stage 5 in particular, I really went and figured out that cycle. I don't think I got it quite right in this run. I think I got it mostly good.
So do you continue to use the magic orbs throughout the rest of this run?
They get used on the Stage 6 boss. That's basically why they're there.
Because I noticed you intentionally skipping the upgrades to them. I guess you felt that the level 1 was really the optimal choice here.
Yeah, because like I was saying, other levels use more ammo per shot.
Speaking of safe strat, this guy can be hit 3 times per dive, maybe more. You could probably go wild on him. I know you can hit him at least 3 times.
It gets risky.
Yeah, I
he
feel
hits
like
hard.
after 2 times you have to start taking a hit, and it's like a whole heart. So I think this is where I start really kind of leaning on the. This was me practicing some damage skip strats actually that I'd watched from the TAS. Where you kind of, when you get hit by a thing, you get a set amount of knockback in whatever direction it sends you. And you can also... Okay, movement in this game is strange. There's... I was looking through the memory values. It kind of increases your max speed by 1 every frame to a ceiling of like 11. But when you get hit, it acts as if you're not holding a direction, so you slow down. So what you have to do is you have to jump out of the getting hit animation to preserve your speed.
Oh, wow.
Well, you never
a
found the
really
run
weird-
button? But-
Oh, darn! I must not have set that.
Yeah, the Keith sections are atrocious. He's so slow, and this part's icy too for some reason.
Oh, yeah. That does weird things to physics I've never quite been able to figure out. Just kind of lining up my jumps here.
It is pretty impressive how you sort of just made such good use of all the damage boosting you're getting from these rocks coming from behind you. I mean, it would have been so easy, so tempting to turn around and stop them, but I mean,
Yeah.
using
Again,
them
knowing
to good effect is a big time save.
it's just I've had a lot of experience on Stage 5. This is where I lose a lot of runs on
But,
Stage 5 Underworld.
That last jump was awful with the spike.
Yeah, I figured out that jump in particular. If you do it at the very last moment, the skull will hit you from the left instead of the right, and so it'll actually push you over the gap instead of knocking you into it.
Yeah, that health meter shouldn't be hearts, it should just be a bar, and then it would be very clear how little damage he's actually taking here. Like a 30th of damage on each one of those hits.
Okay, so Stage 5 Underworld, it's bad. It's probably the hardest part of the run. I think at this point I take some safety strats because I'm low on health, but of course the health does not drop.
Hmm?
I hate those guys. They shoot as soon as they come on screen, so unless you know exactly where they are, they're
Mhm.
going to hit you. And sometimes they just don't pay attention to their usual AI behavior and hit you anyway.
Have a miniature heart
So this jump is garbage. If you miss that by like more than a few frames, that first platform disappears and you fall into the spike pit right under it. And that's just the end of the run.
Killing the nurse.
Yeah, this segment's a bit more lenient in terms of timing. And the third climb coming up here, you kill the guy so he doesn't stop you, and then you immediately jump. You do not have time to get the pickup, because the bottom thing will fall apart if you wait that long.
Is this where the jump is that fools
Yeah,
everybody?
coming up is the jump.
This is
can
this
see.
is the one that makes you quit the game right here.
Yeah, it's very bad. If you don't know that's coming, you just fall to your death.
Everyone will always hold right there because holding right will get you there faster, but it also doesn't let you move right. It just stops you moving completely right.
What
into
it is
spikes.
actually, if you are falling off a platform and you hit the opposite direction in a frame perfect timing, you do actually slide that way. But obviously that's frame perfect, and if I get it wrong, I die. So here's where the run gets a bit sloppier because I'm well ahead of pace and I am low on health, as you can see. I've not gotten the hard upgrades I'd like for safety's sake. I'm killing things to kind of get health. I think, I'm pretty sure in this level I straight up walk into the wrong door because I don't know where the healing is on this level. Because I've never needed it until now.
This one has a ton of doors because they're doing a joke. That's
Yeah,
not funny about the nurse trying to learn magic.
and then messing it up. And then he's like, "Why don't you give Nancy some lessons?"
So there's like 15 fake doors as opposed to the regular bunch that are
You
useless.
have to walk through every single door in order to see the story play out.
The thrilling plot. I can't believe the prophet was Keith's father the whole time. Really brings a tear to your eye. Have you seen the comic? It was in the manual, by the way. It's incredible.
No.
There's a point at the end where it's like Keith posing with all his friends, like, yeah, we're gonna beat the forces of bad, and there's just a Birdman there, and he's not one of the actual characters, and he's, yeah, there I went to the wrong place.
Where's that nurse? It might have been faster to take
Yeah, I
a
think
death
it's,
than
I'm
this
pretty
one.
sure it's like the next room over. The problem with taking a death is you lose half of your money and your bombs, and I need those bombs again for the stage 6 boss to get him reliably.
I buy a bunch in this stage because it's a good deal, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have enough.
See,
to
I
do
didn't get the
job.
heal, so I just go without.
You getting some heart fellas slaying in this level?
I'm pretty sure I get some heart fellas. This is why I'm saying there's definitely room for 19 under 9 sub 19.
I feel like this is. I'm surprised the 5 isn't a good one here for speed.
The 5, yeah, the 5 actually, because of Mercy invincibility, only hits twice on the stage 6 boss.
So you need to bring more orbs than 32.
Yeah.
In which
you
case
need
it
to
probably
bring-
would be better.
Yeah, for the same amount of damage, you need like 100.
If you had gone orb shopping, would you have picked up that 5?
Maybe.
I think I
There's no-
I enjoyed the damage on it when I did it. I got it and I was happy with it.
It's probably one of the only ways to really make the orbs useful outside of boss battles. I missed this jump. Because you have to do this, and then this area is very poorly telegraphed, because you have to walk through this hole down there, which I was lucky with the health drops on this level, however, so that helped out a lot.
There you go.
I'm back to 4, but it's still 4.
I do feel like this boss was one of the slow parts of your run.
Yeah, I play this quite safe.
I saw other people do this boss about 5 times faster than you. Ultimately, is what I saw. They had him dead by now, just running in and doing damage to him. So no one figured out how to do that without farming hearts, though, I guess.
Yeah, it's you can go in and face tank him, but it's extremely risky without like maybe 5 or 6 hearts.
Getting on the left side of him and figuring out how to make him shoot and miss while spamming sword on him was the fastest thing I
Yeah.
saw.
I experimented with that, and like he can walk left. He can totally walk left if he feels like it.
Yep, you just have to reset
So-
your run. And this late in, it sucks,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's the fastest way. Like
Mhm.
the non-safe world
Yeah.
record could do it. If you're
We're
gonna-
getting to that point now, yeah.
somebody's gonna do that, and they're gonna be unstoppable until somebody else does it too. That's what we got in store for Keith Courage in the future. If anyone wants to beat this record, they're gonna have to do stuff like that.
These conveyors are, well, obnoxious.
I think it was Flaming Rock. I forget who posted the video, but they had him beaten fast as hell in 3 hearts, so they needed 1 heart pickup, which you've got. So they could have theoretically done what they did in that video if they had done it.
Depending on whether or not the boss gave you a real bad pattern or something.
Yeah, it's a very big point of RNG, very late into the run,
If he
and
cooperated,
your odds are not fantastic. It's kind of, I'd say it's up there with like first try Viper from King Arthur.
is he gonna make
In terms
our-
of- it's probably a decent content in terms of like his strats are completely random, except I guess for this guy you do have a safe strat if you want for that, whereas with Viper it's just I like hope he lets you win sometimes.
Well, I do enjoy this run's victory lap, stage 7, up and down are
Yeah.
both just free, and then the boss is more free than that. He doesn't even exist. So we are just walking to glory now at this point.
Yeah, like at this point all I'm trying to do is not mess up the jumps over the spikes, because I have lost a run to that.
He's getting
I mean,
healed.
at this point in the run, it is really just that's the final arbiter: is can you make it past the spikes?
I do tend to damage boost a lot through 7, so that's why I took the safety
Oh.
heal.
Oh,
That,
God.
yeah, that was interesting hitboxes.
That didn't feel good to watch.
It did not feel good to play.
That Keith Courage freeze frame jump style. Can you fall through the floor here with those skulls?
No,
They don't go low enough? Did you try?
it's not a big enough gap. I tried messing with it, but the reason that one works is because, like I said, it's a set amount of damage to the side, so you need it to hit you while you're falling.
Oh, I see.
And it's just that in this case, the hole isn't big enough for you to fall through in the first place.
That's too bad. Maybe someone can work that clip out because you would have skipped all of this too. There's so
Yeah.
many good opportunities I see where if this wall
Yeah.
wasn't there, you'd be flying.
Like, there's the walls with the spike inside them that feels like you could do a spike skip through them. I didn't do the spike skip in this run because it's very hard to get.
What is the spike skip?
It's on the way to stage 3. There's like a wall of spikes that you normally have to jump around. If you go frame perfect, like approaching it from the side instead of landing on it, you can just walk through the spikes, and that saves you about 5 seconds going around into the boss arena in stage 3. Beside that, stage 7 here is all about kind of just walking through, tanking damage, hoping the wizard doesn't spawn in too bad a place.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's all the threats. Now there's this boss
Yep.
skip at the end we found pretty
Okay,
early
if
on
you have-
where you fall that way and he just doesn't move, so here you go. Nice work. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We jokingly say easy boss sometimes, but actually easy boss.
Okay, seizure warning because this gets very bright.
Yeah. I will be giving 20 to Ollie Cad for second place and 10 to Extreme Zero if you want it. Pokes, it's up to you. You can take or deny my prize pool thing if you want. Feel free to pay that forward to the stream and support it. It's up to you. I don't care. If you do want it, I'll need your PayPal, I imagine. You can DM that to me on Discord. We will not be announcing a new game until next week. But congratulations, Finn, on conquering this one pretty well. I am happy with
Thank
the
you.
result on this. We have a leaderboard that formerly had 7, or 1 entry now has 7. I don't think everyone even submitted because I don't see like Flaming Rock
Yeah,
doesn't
Rock
have one up here.
said
and-
he was. I think he had things coming out, so he didn't have the time to kind of grind out a really good run.
Yeah, so we
He said he
have.
was thinking of.
Did Brex? I saw like other
Drex
people
hadn't
that-
been playing. I think I
Drex
saw him get like
finished
a
a few
29.
runs. I think he just
Yeah.
wasn't happy with where he ended up and never ended up submitting.
So we had at least 10 runners on this one, and
Mhm.
I'm hoping for more in the future. We're gonna pick another game next week, and we're gonna let you know what it is. We're gonna make sure it's good. We're gonna be very careful with the games we pick. We're gonna run through them and beat them once, and just make sure that we're happy with the choice. We gotta make sure it's a beatable record and everything too. Well, that's all we have for Keith Courage. Keith Courage is out of here. Get out of here, Keith Courage.
No more. I've looked at enough Keith Courage in my entire life. Can't wait to play it again.
I would watch runs in the future. We'll see. Okay, so I do have this for you folks. If you were watching my Mario broadcast, you might have seen me playing a level called Mario Maker 2 Cats Hate Flowers
Oh no, it's this one.
Kaizo. I'll tell you what the current score is. So do you play Mario Maker expert runs off of Blues? Do you ever do those endless journeys?
Yeah, I've played a little bit.
So
Was this one a stopper? It just didn't happen for you.
once in a while they give you a level that no one's ever beaten, and like 50 people tried, and they think, you know what? It's probably an expert level, so they throw it at you. This one has me playing it for 4 hours and not succeeding. It still has 0 clears, 315 attempts, I think is what it's at now. There's your level code, LBKX4QP3G. If you're a good Mario Maker, give this to somebody. $10 is your prize. First clear on that. If no one clears it in the next until we present the next game, then I'm just gonna not pay that ever. I'm just gonna forget about it. You have 1 week to do that. Ultimately, once my show starts up again, if no one has it, if I pull up my Switch on screen and it's still empty, well, that's it. I'll be able to see the first clear on that, right? I can see who clears it first.
Yep.
Forever. So first clear is what I'm looking for. Be the first. Start it up now and spend 10 hours on it and give up and disgust. It's a level where you have to play the cat in 3D World, and touching any of the million fire flowers that exist in this incredibly long level is over for you. It does have checkpoints though, and I made it to one, and my hands started to break. I just couldn't play anymore. The checkpoint didn't help me out any, but I did manage. If you're wanting a reference, you can go back in my archives and see how I did the first checkpoint worth, and it's got branching paths. So maybe maybe there's some gimmick you can use to cheat on it. And you know what? Fair game. I'd like to see it if you do it that way, but fair game. You can do whatever you can to beat that piece of junk. And that's our challenge for this week, I guess, in the meantime. And I might do that in the future too, to keep things busy.
That's the first speed bump in the bag.
that's it. Yeah. Thanks for participating, everybody. We actually have a bounty to do here, so if you'll stick around for that, you can support the show directly. Watching bounties helps me out too. I appreciate all the subs and bits as well. Me and Author Blues are going to co-op a game here called Trash Bandits. That seems like it's going to be pretty entertaining. It's free. It's co-op. It's local co-op, so we're going to have to do some shenanigans to play it that way, but thanks for joining us, Finn. We're going to hop in a call on our own.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thanks for Speedrun. I've been having a lot of fun with it, so
Yeah, look forward to the next game.
I am. Good luck.
See you.
Later.